Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are well, and I am going to discuss circle theorems along with some problems from R.D. Sharma. If you like the video, please do subscribe the channel. Okay, so first theorem is two equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center of the circle. That means if we have two equal chords, say AB and PQ, then they are going to subtend equal angles, angle AOB and angle POQ at the center. Similarly, we have converse of this theorem. That means if these two angles subtended by the two chords at the center are equal, then the chords must be of equal length. That is, this chord AB will be equal to chord PQ. Next theorem says the perpendicular to a chord bisect the chord if drawn from the center of the circle. That means if we are going to drop the perpendicular from the center, then it is going to bisect the chord. That means this AD portion will be equal to DB. Similarly, again we have converse of this theorem, which states that if a straight line passing through the center is bisecting the chord, it should be the perpendicular one. Next theorem says equal chords and their distance from the center. It states that if two chords are equal, then they must be equidistant from the center. That is, if AB is equal to CD, here you can observe if this AB is equal to CD, then OP must be equal to OQ. So chords of a circle, again converse, also true. Chords of a circle which are at equal distance, that is OP equal to OQ, then the chords must be equal in length, that is AB must be equal to CD. Next we have angle subtended by an arc of a circle. It states that angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any remaining part of the circle. So the center angle is double as compared to the angle which is in the remaining part of the circle. Suppose we have angle beta here, then angle beta will be twice of angle alpha. Similarly here this angle is suppose 180 degree, so this must be 90 degree here, which is the special case or the special it is the result which we can derive from here. It states that angle in a semicircle is right angle, that is 90 degree. Similarly, this arc AB is subtending angle AOB at the center, and the same arc AB is subtending angle ACB in the remaining portion of the circle. So that means angle AOB should be twice of angle ACB. Next we have arcs and chords. So if two chords are equal in length, then their corresponding arcs are congruent. Again, this portion AB will be congruent to the portion PQ if AB and PQ are equal in length. Similarly, the converse of this theorem, if the arcs are congruent, then their corresponding chords must be equal. Next we have very important theorem. There is one and only one circle. Here these words one and only one, these are very important. This can be written as onely also. Only means one and only one. That means there will be one circle. It is denoting the existence that there will be one circle. two things are there. One is existence, that this kind of circle will exist, and one is uniqueness. Uniqueness means no other circle will be there. So this state, these three words are denoting existence as well as uniqueness, that there will be one circle and it will be unique also, which will be passing through three non-collinear points. Suppose these are your three non-collinear points. And one more thing we have from this result, which we can derive, if ABC is a triangle, then there is a unique circle, which is automatically clear, passing through three vertices A, B, and C. The circle is called circumcircle, and the center will be circumcenter, and the radius of this circle is circumradius of this triangle or this circle. So we have three terms here. One is circumcenter, one is circumradius, and the third one is circumcircle. Next we have cyclic quadrilateral. As it is clear from the name, the quadrilateral is there in the circle only. So quadrilateral is called cyclic if all the four vertices of it lie on the circle. So we have two results for this cyclic quadrilateral. The sum of either pair of opposite angles is 180 degree. This one and this one is going to give you 180 degree. Similarly, this one and this one is also going to give you 180 degree. And the converse of this, if the sum of pairs of opposite angles of a quadrilateral is 180 degree, then the quadrilateral is cyclic. These are basically converse of each other. Next we have problems based on these results which we have discussed. Let us see the first problem. It says that if the length of the chord of a circle is 16 centimeter, so AB is given to you as 16 centimeter and is at distance 15 centimeter from the center, that means OC is 15, then the radius of the circle is, they are asking you this length OA. So as we can clearly observe the figure that this is perpendicular from the center, so it is going to bisect the chord. So AC must be equal to CB. That means they both will be 8 centimeter each, and this perpendicular is 15. So we can apply Pythagoras theorem. Applying Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus perpendicular square. So OA will be equal to under root of 15 square plus 8 square, that is 17 centimeter. So correct option is 17 centimeter. Next we have a chord of length 14 centimeter is at distance of 6 centimeter from the center of the circle. So this is your chord, suppose AB, and it is at distance 6 centimeter from the center. The length of another chord which is at distance of 2 centimeter, another chord is FD, which is at 2 centimeter from the center. They are asking you to find out the length of this chord. Again, it is very easy. How? As in the previous problem, we worked on the radius, so we calculated radius from there. Similarly, here also we can calculate the radius. So OB will be your radius, and it is going to come equal to root of 85. This will be your radius. Applying Pythagoras in this triangle. Similarly, again you can apply Pythagoras in this triangle above this one, and you will be able to find out ED. So ED will be equal to 9 centimeter. But now what is a chord length? It will be double. This perpendicular is going to bisect the chord. So chord will be double. That is, the solution will be twice of 9, which is 18 centimeter. Next we have, if two diameters of a circle intersect each other at right angles. So we have, suppose this is your quadrilateral. It is formed by joining the end points of the diameters. Then they are saying that, and these are intersecting at right angle. So as we know, the quadrilateral whose diagonals intersect at right angle, and they must be equal in length also. It can be rhombus, because diagonals of rhombus also bisect each other at right angle. But why square is the solution? Square is a solution because they are saying the diameters are there. So diameters must be equal in length. That means the diagonals of this quadrilateral are equal in length, and which is possible for square and not rhombus. So the next question is, the chord of a circle is equal to its radius. The angle subtended by this chord at the minor of this circle. Now they are saying that this chord is equal to its radius. That means AO equal to OB equal to AB. And if all the three sides are equal, then this must be an equilateral triangle. And if it is an equilateral triangle, all the angles must be of 60-degree measure. And this angle AOB is formed by arc ACB, and it is at the center. That means the angle made by this same arc ACB in the remaining portion of circle, suppose ADB is there, it must be double. So that means this is going to be half, that is 30-degree. And if it is 30-degree, that means this angle ACB is going to be 150-degree. How? Because we can observe that ACBD is a cyclic quadrilateral, and for cyclic quadrilateral the opposite angles are having some 180-degree. So if this is 30, this must be 150-degree. Next question is, number of circles that can be drawn through three non-collinear points. As we have a direct result that from three non-collinear points we can draw unique circle, one and only one circle. So the answer will be 1. Next we have, in figure, if chords AB and CD intersect each other at right angle, then find the value of x plus y. Okay, so if this is x, you all can observe this must also be x, because these are the angles in the same segment and made by the portion or the arc CB. So these must be of equal measure, and this is given to you as 90-degree. So applying angle sum property in DOB triangle, we are going to get x plus y as 90-degree, because angle sum is going to be 180-degree and this angle is given to you as 90-degree. So the x plus y measure will be 90-degree. Next question is, in figure, chords AD and BC intersect each other at right angles at point P. If angle DAB, that is this angle DAB, is 35 degree, then what will be the value of angle ADC? Again, this is a similar question. If this is 90, so by linear pair property, the internal angle will also be of measure 90 degree. And if this angle is of 35 degree measure, then this angle will also be 35 degree. So now we can apply angle sum property in triangle PCD, and we will get angle PDC will be equal to 55 degree. This is applying angle sum ASP, that is angle sum property of triangle.